Hi, everyone. My name is Amul Bhatia. I'm the head of product at KDOA. We're a quantitative analytics firm that specializes in machine learning, artificial intelligence, and risk management. Today, we're here to show you the Model IQ platform. But before I do that, I just want to talk to you about models in general. Because whether it's AI, machine learning, or even traditional statistical models, they're driving the majority of businesses in modern-day banking. Whether it's credit decisioning, fraud detection, or even back-office operations, the models are now the business. So what does that mean for you? Well, traditionally, unless you were part of the largest banks with unlimited resources and budget, we've always had a speed versus safety trade-off. Speed, deploying AI ML fast, or safety, making sure it's sound and reasonable and robust. The big bottleneck with that has always been risk management. Overdoing it on risk management slows you down. Not enough can lead to financial loss or reputational harm. And that's where Model IQ comes in. Model IQ is essentially the operating system for model governance across the board, providing a governance partner for every stakeholder around the model development lifecycle. What do I mean by this? Well, let's imagine I'm the head of credit, or a credit product leader. I want to have a new model or a new idea that I want to put into place. Usually this would be a 3 to 4 week exercise where I'm working with my risk management team, understanding where does this fall, how is this process labeled or classified according to our policies, what's the risk rating around it. That's taken back to the team for resource allocation budgets, understanding how many validations are required, if there's stress testing required, what kind of development documentation is required. This tends to be a 3 to 4 week exercise for most, sometimes longer. What I'm going to show you is that we can do this as an exercise within 5 minutes. So instead of going to the risk team themselves, the stakeholders have the opportunity to register the models themselves. The first thing is this even a model? Where does it scope in? The Model IQ platform actually has this built into the platform itself. While we have the latest regulatory guidance built into this model determination function, what's great about this is all the questions can be customized, as well as the answers and the outcomes to be configured according to your institution. What we call it Know Your Policy. As you can see here, based on my answers, I was determined to have a model as an outcome. So now we know what the label of the process is. If I change my answers, I could get an outcome of a tool, potentially a rules engine, or even an EUCT. Then what I can do is actually add the model details. This can be configured to what you want, but I'm really going to focus on a couple key things here. We'll say this is the mortgage pricing model, because now we know it's a model. We'll say this is in the credit business area. What we also have embedded into there is your particular risk rating methodology. What we have is what aligns with the SR 26.2, but just like the model determination form and everything else in the Model IQ platform, we can customize this according to your exact risk rating methodologies. I labeled everything critical here to outcome a critical or tier 4 model. As you can see here, the Model IQ platform already educates the stakeholder or the user about what's going to be expected from this. But that's not all we do. The Model IQ platform actually builds automated playbooks around your specificities and your parameters. The Model IQ platform is actually going to pick up that this is the credit business area, it's a tier 4 model, and it's going to create a governance playbook around those specific parameters. We can link models to other models in the system. We can add users and stakeholders with different roles. We can also use the platform as a document repository. But look what happens when I hit create. The Model IQ platform automatically picked up this was a tier 4 model in the credit space, and it automatically created the governance playbook around that model. This usually would take a 4-week exercise to do and schedule out, but what happened here is the platform automatically created these activities, scheduled them out for the next 4 to 5 years, and immediately alerted every stakeholder that's responsible for this project. The model validators, the CRO team, the credit committee team that needs to sign off. This is all now part of your platform with just a touch of a button. All the answers are then archived too, so regulators, examiners, auditors can come in and see your justification for what you did at the touch of a button. Why was this ranked a tier 4 model? Well, I can come here and see the risk calculation evidence. Why was this deemed a model in the first place? Well, I can come here and I can call that too. Who actually created all this information? Well, I can come here and see it was created by Amul Bhatia. All those activities can be also seen here at the touch of a button. Your entire governance situation, which takes usually a week to query up, now here at a touch of a button in a couple seconds. But that's just the ideation part and planning part. What about the actual work that needs to be done? Well, users can actually go in here and see those activities and complete them in here as well. I'll go into one activity itself, And what happens is we actually have the built-in template reports in the tool, not only pulling information that was entered in originally, but also walks the user through exactly what's required when it comes to whether it's the model development documentation, monitoring, validation. We're essentially holding their hand through the entire process. Your CROs, your heads of ERM will be entirely happy because every little step of the process that you go about deploying your model will be audit trailed and tracked. All of this information and interactions that are happening are being translated into KPIs and KRIs into your dashboard page, where your exec team, like your CROs and CROs, can see exactly what's happening. So if there's ever a question with how many models do we have in the pipeline, how many resources are we going to need to validate our models, where are we exposed for the most risk, like with past due model validations, at the bank right now? With all this, you don't need to scale up your risk management team while scaling out your model inventory. Enable yourselves to deploy AI/ML faster, feeling the trust that you've calculated everything and tracked everything. What's great about this is that you will no longer need to scale out your governance teams in general. We'll be at the booth today. Come talk to us about AI/ML. Come talk to us about your initiatives. And let's see how we can help you use Model IQ to help grow your AI/ML. Thank you.